Okay, this should be working. Desktop audio. Okay. Oh, here you guys can see what's going on. Oh god, account tour time. Oh my god. Hi YouTube, hi chat, how's it going? I'm a little bit nervous because this feels like an actual video. This feels like an actual thing. Alright. Hello, okay, welcome to the account review. I am streaming at this time because I was hoping to have less viewers and also because my internet tends to bug out more later in the day. So this is a good time, I think. I'm hoping the live stream will save correctly so that I can turn this into a video. If it doesn't, I'm willing to re-record because this is what we do, because I like Genshin Impact and it's a really fun game. And guess what? I reached AR 60, finally. So, what am I gonna talk about during this account tour? Specifically when I joined, how I took a break for like 2 years, besides for when Lanyan came out, I like joined just to get her. I'm gonna talk about when I started playing again, showcase my built characters and weapons, showcase my exploration progress, and show what endgame I've done, as well as showing the teapot, TCG, because that's something I do, fishing, probably the rhythm game too. So basically all the mini games, besides for Millistra Wonderland, because that's new and I cannot bother. I'll probably talk about my most regretted pulls. Yeah, Lanyan is talking.
Furniture like that can be just as precious as a silver family heirloom. That's no exaggeration.
Whoa. Sorry. Yeah, so my most regretted pulls and my future plans for the account. So let's like take a look. So to look at when I joined, we go to character archive and our first character, Amber. I actually joined way back in 2020. And funny story is that I ended up not being able to play the game. The game just wouldn't really run well because I tried it on my phone, and I wasn't sure how to optimize it and stuff. So that's kind of what happened. So yeah, 2020 I joined, but then I only actually started playing 2021. This was around when Kokomi released. See, I also took I took a lot of breaks. Yeah, Razor is kind of recent. But yeah, you can kind of tell that I like took a break between. I wasn't too crazy about the game in the beginning, like I kind of like played casually. But yeah, it was around when Kokomi released that I really started getting into the game. I was only interested in Kokomi, basically a semi-Kokomi main, because I didn't get her constellations yet. But at the time, I liked her a lot, so I also got her weapon, which we'll see more about in the builds. I took another break at some point because the game just stopped running well for me, and this was around the end of Sumeru, like right at the end where like it was a Sumeru summer event, I think, is when things stopped running well. So I had to take a break from Genshin because my computer just couldn't run it anymore for some reason. And then Fontaine started, and as you can see, I have 0 Fontaine characters. And then after Fontaine, I checked back in because I saw Lanyan in promotion art, and I was like, whoa, I really like her, she's really cute. So I went and got her. I think I have her C2 or 3 now. I want more constellations of her, but the last time she reran was Arlecchino and I think Cloran's banner, and I'm just not really into. I don't know why, but most DPS in the game I'm not too into. And then I took another break. Varessa's banner passed and everything, and then I came back during Escoffier's banner, and I wasn't too sure whether I wanted to pull her or not. Because I needed to play her story quest. I played through like everything I could. And then I played her story quest and I was like, oh, she's kind of funny. I like Gordon Ramsay, but a woman and dressed weird. And her kit was kind of broken. I'm not really I don't really enjoy the meta. As you can see, I skipped Skirk despite getting Dahlia. I think I specifically pulled for Shenhe, and that's how I got a lot of Dahlias, is because I think Shenhe was rerunning at the same time as Skirk. So I got Constellation of Shenhe. I got one Constellation of Shenhe, and then during the character selector I got another, not character selector, but like the constellation selector thing, I got another Constellation of Shenhe. So I have a C2 Shenhe. And then I got Inefa because I liked her in the story, and at first my first impression of her design was I didn't really like her design. I'm not that big on robot characters, but honestly, I really warmed up to her, especially because of her relationship with Aino. So I was really happy to get her. And boy, I am so glad I did. She is so good in this game, and maybe a little too comfy, but I use her in everything, so you know what, it's fine. And I really, really like Nodcry. So that's why I have most of the characters. I don't have Flynn's because I pulled for Llama and then I didn't have enough funds. And I was like, wait, I have Llama, I have Aino, I have Nahida, because that was like the best Nefer team at the time. And I was thinking, I already have basically the best Nefer team, and I'm planning on pulling Columbina when she gets out. So I might as well get Nefer. I kind of regret that. I wish I got Farina instead, only because Farina is useful for a lot of things, including crit Kokomi. Yeah. I really think crit Kokomi would be a really fun build. And the ideal team would be Farina, Escoffier, Rosaria, Kokomi, purely because double cryo gives crit, and Farina will, you know, kind of buff that, like buff Kokomi more so she can actually do damage. The only issue of that team is also like I could also use Blizzard, but Blizzard, the freeze percent is kind of rough to do well. But in total, it gives you like a 40% crit rate, which is really good for crit Kokomi because, yeah, basically you're trying to almost overcap for like a normal character. And I just think the idea of crit Kokomi is really fun. So I wish I pulled for Farina instead of Nefer. I don't fully regret pulling Nefer because I thought she was kind of fun in the story. In the beginning, I was kind of iffy about her because I felt like, you know, they were really hyping her up to be very smart and everything, but she ended up not being as smart as I hoped, I guess. It sounds kind of weird to say that. She is still a very smart character, and later on, when it kind of came to her backstory and her main role in the story, I actually really enjoyed it. I think the sacrifices that she made and everything as a character development was very interesting, and I like the dynamic she has with Lauma. So there's that. I really like Jehoda. I don't think there's an animal character that I really hate besides for maybe Chaska, which I only hate her for her design, but her actual character kit and gameplay, I personally really like. I really want Chaska for only that reason. Other than that, I don't really care about Chaska. I did skip her banner because her rerun banner because I just wanted other characters. I also skipped Mulani because I'm not too into Mulani, and from what I know, she's super strong. However, she does miss her crits and stuff. So I just don't want to deal with that. I got Durin. I like Durin. I liked his story. I didn't play during the event where he was, you know, highly introduced and had all his backstory and everything in it. So I'm a little bit sad about that, but I did learn about him through like just looking online and learning about his backstory through his actual story quest, as well as the one Archon quest I'm forgetting the name of. And then, of course, Columbina, I have her now. She's pretty awesome. I really like a lot of her animations, and she's really good for thumbnail material, like, not gonna lie. She's really pretty, and she has a lot of really pretty animations, so it's really easy to take pictures of her and make thumbnails using her. I really like aesthetic characters. For example, Mizuki, as soon as I got Mizuki, this was on the Inefa banner that I got Mizuki, and I couldn't be happier, to be honest. I don't know, she's so pretty. And her kit is so comfy. Like, I know she's not really good, but in terms of playing this game, I care more about comfort and gameplay. And I say that as a Yanfei main as well, because I'm also a Yanfei main. Yanfei is a little bit harder to play than other characters. Okay. Let's go into most regretted pulls, because I'm probably gonna. It's easier to talk about that with all the characters pulled up here. Ganyu. I think I pulled on her banner for a 4-star character. I don't remember what 4-star character that is, which means that pulling her was probably a mistake. However, I am planning on using her. I have teams that I plan on building, which I will go into later when I go over teams. Shenhe, I don't regret pulling, but maybe a little bit. I pulled her first because I really wanted Mika, because I wanted to become a Mika main, because I like bird character types. Shenhe also fits into that, so that honestly is pretty awesome. And I really liked her animations. Her story was okay from what I remembered. I didn't really care that much. I didn't really remember too well. But I thought, like, oh, she's kind of a rare character because she doesn't get reruns often, and Hoyo kind of forgot about her for a while. So I went and got her as soon as I could whenever I did. Which I guess wasn't too long ago, I guess 3 years ago. But yeah, so that's why I got her C2, because anything above her C3, I think, kind of sucks. So I might as well just get her C2. Her C2 is basically, her C1 and C2 are basically her best constellations. And I don't think the C3 is super worth it. So I'm just gonna, like, I still haven't built her because I haven't found a good cryo team that I'm super comfortable with yet. Which I'm gonna do with Ganyu, and do like a Ganyu burn melt team, because that's pretty good. I have Nahida, and then I have a lot of, like, you know, other units. I think Durin would probably be very good for that. I do kind of want Emily in the future, so that's the plan. Who else do I regret? I kind of regret Wander, because I specifically pulled for Wander because I think Hazel was on his banner, and I actually wanted a lot of Hazel constellations. It was either Hazel or Faruzan, because I think I really liked the idea of Miku in game. And I also just thought I like a lot of animal characters. Faruzan is a dedicated support for animal characters. Wouldn't it be cool to build like every single animal character, which I have not built. I think actually I pulled for Hazel on Kazuha's banner, and that's when I got Kazuha, but I ended up building only Kazuha, and I still haven't built Hazel, which is really funny. But yeah, Wander himself, I like his gameplay. I don't hate him. Like I said, I like basically every animal character in the game. Like even Cloud Retainer, which I at first didn't really like, but then played her story and stuff. So yeah, I Wander, kind of a regret pull, but you know, it is what it is. I finally got a Chi-Chi, like kind of recently. Yeah, 2025. And it was kind of funny because I would see everyone complain about Chi-Chi and stuff, but I had an idea for a build that I wanted to do for her. I think she would be fun with things like Chongyun or Bennett, like C6 Bennett, or like even Candace, because I think infusion teams are really interesting. But physical Chi-Chi is also very interesting to me because like her healing is based off of her normal attack and stuff. She's kind of supposed to be like the team driver, so kind of like Yume Mizuki in a way. Hi Turtle, welcome to the stream. I'm doing an account review. Anyways, so yeah, that's kind of the review of all my characters that I've gotten, as well as my kind of regretted pulls. Let me show my built characters. As a AR60 player, who do I have built? Basically, all the characters here that are starred are either I'm building now or are built. As you can see, I am currently building Mona. She's still level 80 out of 80. I need to ascend her. Oh god, I have to fight the Oceanid again. I fought the Oceanid several times because I played on several people's account, and everybody needed Xingqiu, so I had to build him several times. So that's fun, and I do plan on building Barbara in the future. She's not starred, but I just think the idea of a Shimenawa Barbara is really funny. Because then like you don't use her ult at all, and you focus on like damage, and I think that is actually really fun. So I'm gonna do that in the future. I'm also farming Shimenawa because of Yoimiya. I still haven't built her yet. To be fair, I got her during the Inazuma Chronicle, and then I think I took a small break from playing the game. But I am planning on building her. Yeah, Oceanid rip. Yeah, Oceanid is such a pain. But yeah, I have to fight Oceanid for Mona. I have to fight Oceanid for Barbara. That's gonna be fun. Fun as in, no, not really, but you know. So I have my Lanyan build. She has a hybrid build, as you can see, only like 453 EM, and her attack is pretty low for shielding Yanfei. Not Yanfei, sorry, Lanyan. I have Sitlali's weapon on her because I decided I'm gonna prioritize this weapon. I was considering pulling Sitlali, and I think I tried, but it wasn't too important to me. And I think Inefa was running then, and I did get Inefa and her weapon. I might have like really liked Inefa and fell in love with her, and yeah, I'm really happy about her. Artifact wise, I have her on VV. I'm probably gonna rebuild her so that she's specifically on that, you know, really nice shielding build, and then a DPS build using probably not this, but like I'm thinking Wander set, which is, where is that? Desert Pavilion, because that's pretty good for that, and she's like normal attacking a lot, and probably build her with Farazan. Next I have Columbina. Basically recently built. She's not fully built because I need to ascend her. Her weapon is Prototype Amber, Refinement 4. I really like that I can finally use Prototype Amber because I haven't used it yet until now. And it's really nice because the extra sustain is great. She's running Soken right now because I run her with Columbina, but I don't really run her with Aino. If I run her with Aino, I plan on using like having both sets. I don't use her main DPS, so I'm not using Knight. Knight of Skies. Here's her talents, so that's pretty much done for now. I might crown her later on, because she is on my, you know, favorite teams, which I'm gonna review later. Here's Anefa. I basically never level 90 characters, unless I want their Echo, which is, you know, their trail, which I have for Jean and I have for Kazuha. Inefa still doesn't have a trail, and other than that, I like manually leveling them. I will explain more about that later. Her weapon. Her artifacts, I went with Gilded and just threw on whatever pieces I had. It's kind of bad. It's not really well built. As you can see, this is pretty horrible. Actually, I need to show, this is my second highest CV character. As you can see, not crazy, besides for this piece. This is a pretty good, feather. It's not crazy. It could be better. But I'm having fun, so it's all good. She's almost crowned. I have her shield crowned, but I do plan on crowning her later on as well, because I do really like Lanyan. Yeah, Anefa's also not crowned, very similar with Columbina. He's basically done. I did want to build him more because I was challenged to basically do a solo run with him against Raiden, but this was like a long time ago. This was like 3 years ago when I was challenged to do this, and I still haven't done that, which I'm working on it. So that's his talents, that's his artifacts. Obviously, Sacrificial Sword at R5. Level 90, Friendship 10. Actually, I have a lot of characters at Friendship 10. Columbina is a work in progress. Kazuha. Using Sacrificial right now at R4. Because his current build is very, like, I just kind of use him as a sub DPS or as a DPS, and I just spam his E. Especially since I have his Constellation 1, I can spam his E even more. Running VV. His artifacts aren't super great. As you can see, his EM is very low, but his crit value is not bad. It could be better, but you know, it is what it is. My Jean, this is my top 2% healing Jean, as in she's not that good, but you know, I run her on this. These are her artifacts, it's not too crazy. Yeah. I specifically built her purely because I just wanted to get her echo. I'll be honest. I mean, she used to carry me in the start of the game before Kazuha, so that's cool. Nahida, I also got her echo. I actually have her weapon, and that's because I like to use this weapon on a lot of characters. Her artifacts, Deepwood, obviously. Talents, I put her 8 here because sometimes I want to use her as a aggravate DPS because I think it would be fun. Kokomi, obviously level 90. I hope she gets an echo soon. She has her weapon. And she has her artifacts, which I can improve as well. She's like top 15% on Akasha. And then I have her crown, triple crowned, and C0. Traveler, I am actually a partial Traveler main. Not completely, but I have Dendro Traveler built, I have Geo Traveler somewhat built, and I have Pyro Traveler pretty built. So there's that. The artifacts on Scroll, because I'm using her as a support right now. And then talents are 199, basically. Then I have Mika, triple crowned, constellation 6. Support build right now, but I think I swap his weapon around, so he is usable, but not great. I used to have him on a physical build, but I think I got rid of most of those artifacts because I got mad about something. We don't talk about it. Official R5 stringless. I actually only recently got a stringless from, I think it was an FS banner, I don't remember. Like, not her first banner, I mean. And then I got another stringless, so that's pretty cool. Because I used to run her on Slingshot. Golden Troop, that's what it's called. I am gonna change her out for the new Witches set, purely because I think I'm gonna farm that more. Her talents are 999, and the reason why her normal attack is 9 is because I wanted to do a physical official build. I do like official, level 90. Bennett's level 90 because of his, like, you know, how his ulti works. With this, I'm gonna switch his sword and rebuild him, because I have Skyward Blade now, and that's his, like, one of his best weapons. His artifacts are actually very scuff. He's way too hybrid build, and I need to focus on healing and ER. He doesn't actually have enough ER. This is not enough ER. At least he's not comfy enough for me. His talents 9 and 9. I don't remember why I leveled this up, but it must have been like really early game. I will crown him eventually. Mizuki 8 and 8. I do plan on building her more. I do like her a lot. She's not bad. I have her EM at 818, and her swirls do like 20k damage for me, which is pretty nice. My Yanfei, one of my most built characters, obviously not level 90 because I'm like manually leveling her, because this is when I started manually leveling characters. I have her on Witsif, R3. I have Crimson Witch, and it's all gold. So shiny. She's my highest CV character. C6, talents, triple crowned. And then 63 over 180. So highest CV as in still not very good. Unfortunately. Chevreuse, I recently built her. Her friendship is low. I only leveled up this. Constellation 2. I have her Song of Days. I know people like Noblesse more with her, but I just kind of wanted to farm Song of Days because I was also farming for Ningguang, which I will showcase more later. But yeah, I have her on Black Tassel. I don't have the other weapon, the event weapon that was really good for her, So kind of sad. I might actually put her on Fav later on because Fav is just really nice. The reason why I haven't refined this into this one or this one is just because I think it's kind of better to have more Fav right now. Yeah. Lauma, she's C0. Her build is kind of scuffed. Because I just kind of wanted her to be usable so I could use her sooner than later. So she has 2-piece for a lot of EM. Talents 188. Elemental Mastery 1k, which is pretty nice. My Taranari is kind of built. I put him on Slingshot. I'm getting mixed up. Hello, welcome to the stream. His crit is kind of scuff. He doesn't have any. He basically has no ER. Nilu. 52k HP. It's better because I get about like a bit more HP from the 2 Hydro on a team thing. I have her on this as an EM weapon, but I'm probably gonna switch her to her key because I do have the key. I just haven't built it yet. So that's why she's on that. She has 2-piece C1 because I got her for the thing. And 186. Mona, I just started building her. Did I pull Columbina? Yes, I did pull Columbina. Right here. I have her on prototype though. Her build is also scuffed. I only kind of recently built her, like finished building her. Not really finished. I do want to ascend her. But yeah, I do have Columbina. Nilu. I did also get Durin. I have him on the Battle Pass weapon. She already have her weapon, but still chose to give her 4-star weapon. I mean, I don't want to pull for her weapon because well, I'll explain pull plans later. He has a emblem because this was before the Witches set came out. C0, talents 168. I built Kachina because Imaginarium wanted Geo characters and I just randomly did it. I still should build more Geo characters because I have enough that I should probably build. Yeah, I'm saving right now. I'll explain more about pull plans. I have her on Mountain Embracing because I think it looks good on her, and I just wanted to use a weapon that like I got. Scroll because that's what's best on her. Talents 188. Ningguang. Don't ask why I have Wanderer's weapon on her. I got this weapon by accident. I was trying to pull key. Oh, talking about Nilu. Yeah, Nilu. I want to build this, but I am currently building other characters, so I'm gonna do that eventually. It's kind of embarrassing. But I guess another reason why is because I kind of got the key recently, pulling for that, and then I got Wanderer's weapon, and I was like, oh, I'm building Ningguang now, I might as well just use this weapon. So that's kind of what happened. So yeah, Nighttime Whispers. Also because I was farming for Song for Chevrus. C5, very close to C6. And then just like basically 888. Sucrose, 188. C6. VV. I got Wandering Evening Star. I'm so happy about that. It's pretty nice. I heard Flynn's might rerun like 6.4, 6.5. So basically next. Yeah, we're on 6.3, right? I'm not getting mixed up. I don't remember. But he's probably likely to rerun soon. Frozen, not completely built. Only focused really on this. Technically this is somewhat there, but I'm not gonna do that more. Just gonna keep leveling up her first. I do have her C6. I'm not gonna C6 Ningguang because I didn't have Chongyun for the longest time. He's the oldest character that I didn't have, so I went and got Chongyun instead because I was just more interested in that. I like having more characters just to have more interesting team compositions. Yeah, so yeah, C6 Farazan artifacts. 2-piece because I just wanted more ER on her. Favbo. I might rebuild my Rosaria because I want to put the Primordial Jadewing Spear on her. Artifacts, Noblesse, C1. Yeah, I did think about building her as a DPS, but I also don't have her C6, so that's kind of sad. Kaya, very similar, except I just didn't have good weapon for a long time. Which, I don't know if I'm gonna switch weapons for him. I think Harbinger of Dawn is kind of okay. Blizzard, but I'm gonna switch to Emblem, I think. C1 as well. 888. Beidou, C6. Emblem. Skyward Pride. I do account reviews sometimes. Yeah, next banner I know is coming. I'm thinking about pulling on next banner. It's kind of hard for me to say because I also heard that Escoffier might rerun, and I do want Escoffier. Level 80. Okay, Ino is built. I have Ino built because this was before Columbina. And I have her on the event weapon. Silken. 118. C1. Which is basically her only super important constellation. C6 is really nice, but C1 and C6 are the only good constellations for her. C2 Dahlia. Tenacity. Sacrificial. Which is an R1 sacrificial, really funny. Actually, can I refine this? No, I can't. It's kind of weird that I have a 5, 4, and 1, but we don't talk about that. Only level 80, because I don't really see a reason to build her too much. Okay, he's gonna eat my ear, of course he is. Shangling, Catch. Though I do have this weapon, but I'm gonna use that on Shenhe. But yeah, Catch on her. Emblem. C5, which is not bad. And then 188. Or 488, technically. My Nefer that is barely built. She's usable. She has her set. She has a EM weapon. She probably could use Witsif, actually. I also got Solar Pearl, which I think she can also use that. But yeah, she's kind of scuff. She's kind of scuff built. Dea, also scuff built. Haven't finished building her. I do want to level 90 her purely for her Echo, because then I can get her Echo. And she actually was, like, not bad. I played at the recent Imaginarium, and she actually kind of carried, like, for some of the levels, surprisingly. I do like her a lot. I like her character design, and I liked her in story. Still working on her. C0. And yeah, that's basically all my build characters. Everyone else is not built. Yes, I do have Wanderer. Yes, I do have his weapon. I don't know what I'm doing. When I build him, eventually I'll switch to weapons. Eventually. Yeah, Lama Nefer is really good. Okay. Yeah, so that's my character builds. Let me see. I think I showed most of my weapons, but this is what my weapons look like. So I do actually have a lot of signatures that are, and not the signature characters. So, Silali's weapon, but on Lanyan. I have Wanderer, but, you know, Wanderer's signature there. And these two actually have, well, these three have their signatures. I don't have Raiden. Let me see. I have this weapon, and then I have Ki. I have Nilu, but I'm gonna build Ki. Don't worry, I'm gonna build it. I promise. I promise. I promise, chat. Let me see. Okay, I have a lot of 90 and 80 weapons because, I don't know, I think it's good to level up weapons, especially for the characters. I guess my biggest regret is I no longer have a PS4, and I have a PS4 weapon at level 60. That is a lot of mats put into a weapon that I can't use. Same with Aloy's weapon. It's really weird. Biggest regret. Unfortunate. These are my artifacts. I save a lot of these. I haven't made a set of them yet, but I save a lot of these. And I haven't reached cap ever, so that's fun. A lot of artifacts are very scuffed, but you know, it's a work in progress. These are my materials. I always try to like have a little bit more than 100 for these, for the green ones, and then for the gray ones, I kind of just farm them whenever. I do a lot of manual leveling, so let me actually show this. So I manually am leveling my Razor and my Layla, and then I did a little bit of manual leveling for my Aoife, before I like ascended him. So I try to save as much materials as I can, and it's kind of crazy. Hi Chad, welcome new viewers. Yeah, good luck on your llama pose. I don't know when she's gonna rerun, but she's probably gonna have a rerun sooner than later. Not for the next patch, but like since Anefa is rerunning so soon, I wouldn't be surprised if she also reruns, and I heard Flint is gonna rerun very soon. So there's a high chance. Let me see. Was there any other inventory stuff? This is kind of like exploration stuff. My sanctifying elixirs and my dust of enlightenments and my dream solvents. I used my elixir on Yanfei and didn't get super great pieces. I mean, they're good enough, but they're not like top 1% Yanfei, so I don't know. It's really hard. I get really lazy. These are my gadgets. Quest stuff. I try to complete as much as I can. I forgot where billets are. Oh, billets are here. I save a lot of billets unless I need them, which I used all of my recent, forgetting what it's called, but for the catalyst billet, for the gold ones. Specifically for prototype Amber, so that Columbina got a nice weapon. Furniture stuff. Let me see. I think that's pretty much everything here. I guess we can look at exploration. I have basically all of Liyue 100%. I think it is, yeah, all of Liyue 100%, including Jinyu Vale. All of Mondstadt. I think only Watatsumi Island is 100%, because that's how much I like Kokumi, but I don't have Inkonomiya 100%. We have this at 88% because for some reason I can't find the chests. These places is a work in progress. This is a work in progress. All of Sumeru I have a hard time with. I have this region 100%ed as well as the Sea of Bygone Eras, which I'll show in a second. Fontaine, I've been avoiding because there's a lot of ward quests there that I want to do along with exploration. All of Natlan, because Natlan exploration was actually pretty fun. Movement characters are pretty great, and I guess the guys, I'm forgetting what they're called for some reason. You know what I'm talking about. And that also includes Easy Breeze. Easy Breeze 100%ed. All of Nodcry is 100%ed. Yeah, I also did I think, all of the world quests. I think I might be missing like 2 or 3 world quests from Natlan, but I don't really know what they are. And then in terms of special areas, Inkanamiya is a work in progress, 40%. Chasm is 100%ed. Sea of Bygone Eras is 100%ed. Ancient Sacred Mountain is 100%ed. That's my pot. Let me see. And then in terms of endgame content, let me just go to Spiral Abyss. I struggle 36 starring things. I think it's because my builds are kind of scuffed. But let me just show challenge summary. I think I only have one 36 star, which is like during the Lauma banner. This was also during Lauma banner, I think. Yeah, so I can finish floor 12, but I can't really 36 star it. Yeah, I try my best. I swear I do. I could probably do better, but there's that. I did try this one for this month, and then I just did Imaginarium, and I was able to, like, let me just showcase that. Past performances. This one I was only able to get 7 of the stars, but last time I was able to get 8, but that's on normal mode. So I think it's kind of just like me struggling. I have a friend who has a C6 Farina with her signature weapon, or one signature, but like it's a really good Farina. Yeah, I only recently like was able to clear things decently. And then my Stygian. Wait, where is it? Oh, Leeway, and then I don't really try to do harder content, as you can see. I kind of just do the hard, and then I don't really. I think I tried menacing once, the last Stygian, and I was able to complete it. But like, I don't even try Fearless because I'm not free to play, but I'm nearly free to play, and I don't really focus on 3 teams. I care more about doing Imaginarium for some reason over Stygian, so that's kind of why my account is like this. I also don't have like the top DPS besides for Nefer, and even then I haven't fully built her. So there's that as well. I really like non-DPS characters and building them as a DPS. So that's kind of what I do with Lanyan here, which I do want to do better. So there's that. What else was there? I can show my teapot, which I'm mainly using for farming. I use it for like friendship farming and also just like actual plant farming. There is an achievement for that, so for like farming the plants. So I have like all of them out, and I'm constantly growing things. I'm growing this because I'm trying to decide whether I want Zebai or not, and I think Zebai. I don't think Zebai's gonna use this. I think Iluka, I think it was his name, is gonna use this. So I've just been farming that because why not? I'm still not 100% sure whether I want her or not. But yeah, I'm just randomly getting their friendships up. TCG. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so TCG. I have played TCG a lot. These are not my main decks because I keep archiving them on the TCG site because that's something you could do. But this is just some of them that I have. My favorite deck to actually play is the Risley OTK. I don't know if it's still good because TCG changes every patch, balance changes and stuff. So I don't know, maybe something's changed. I haven't looked into it yet. I do have a lot of characters because I try to get as much as I can, and honestly I do want to kind of 100% the TCG, but it's such a grind that I kind of get tired of it. But like, basically this is who I have and don't have. So I have Lenny, I have Lynette, I don't have Goro, I don't have Alhaitham yet. I have Sayu, I don't have Toma, I have Charlotte, I don't have Nuvolette, I have Kirara. Yeah, you can kind of get the point. But I don't have the two newest characters yet. Wait, why did I scroll down all the way there? These two, I don't have those invited yet. But eventually I'll get there. And then in terms of, I think it was this? No, it was not this. It was this. I need to do more of this because I don't have a lot of, like this one I think there's an interesting team with, and then there's a lot of like mob teams that are really good. These are other ones I have, and then this one I think is new, so that's also a work in progress. And then the shop, I try to also buy out the shop, as you can see. I just kind of buy whatever I can when I can. There's still a lot I need to get. I do kind of want to buy more equipment. Like some of this is really good. But yeah, that's my TCG progress. I don't really play it too much recently, but I have a dream of 100%ing this game, including the TCG, which is insane. I'm losing my mind. Okay, what else? Millistra, you can't really 100%, so I can't really showcase that. Oh, I can show you the songbook. I am working on it, as you can see. Actually, can I guess I can show what... Where do I even find it? I forgot. It's been a bit, chat. Okay, right here. I have a few of these. I can unlock another one. I also want to get all of these. Man, I am so greedy with this game, guys. Yeah, there's that. Oh yeah, future poll plans. Yeah, that's what I was gonna talk about. How do I forget that? Okay. We're just gonna go to the character archive and talk about characters I missed first. So I'm just gonna scroll down. Venti, I know he just had a rerun. I don't mind getting him. He's pretty cool. And Witch's buff is really nice, so I wouldn't mind getting him. Skipping Klee, I feel like you guys could hear sirens in the background. Really annoying. I'm just gonna keep talking. Skipping Tartaglia. Zhongli also recently had a rerun, and I'm considering it because I think he's really good for Lunar Crystallize. Albedo, same for Witch's buff and Lunar Crystallize. Zhao skipping, Hu Tao skipping. Eula, I'm considering it because I do really like Mika, and Eula is kind of, I don't know, she's kind of a funny character. Skipping Ayaka. Raiden, I am considering. I'm not too sure. If she comes out and there's other characters that I have more priority for, I'm gonna skip her. Ito skipping, Yai skipping, Ayato skipping, Yelan skipping. Well, skipping unless I really need her. It's kind of hard for me to say. Sino skipping, Alhaitham skipping, Baiju skipping. Definitely gonna get Lenny. I know his gameplay is a little bit hard and he's very like monopyro focused, but I don't mind that. And I do want some more Fontaine units. He's coming out soon. Skipping. Risley, I really want Charlotte, but she's not a 5-star, so it just depends. If Farina reruns again, I will get her. Skipping Navia. I like Navia, but there's other characters that I want to prioritize. I want Cloud Retainer, but I'm also scared of having a super wheelchair team. I say that while having Columbina and Anefa, so at this point, I'm too far gone. I want Tiori, but I might skip her. Skipping Arlecchino, skipping Chlorand. Siegerin is iffy. Definitely gonna get Emily if she reruns. Skipping Milani, skipping Kanich. I know Jilonin just recently reran. She's also a very comfy character. I might skip her though. Chaska I might get. Silali I might get. Honestly gonna skip Malvika, sorry. I don't like her gameplay. I don't know why, but it just doesn't feel good to me. I know she's very good, but I don't know why, but it really just doesn't feel good to me for some reason. Varessa, I know she also just recently reran, but I don't know. I'm not too sure actually, because I feel like for some reason a lot of Night Soul characters feel weird to me, and Varessa is kind of weird to me. Maybe it's just something I need to get used to. Trying to get Escoffier, and maybe might get Skirt. I'm not 100% sure yet. And finally, Flynn's. I got to play him on my friend's account, so I might skip him purely because I got to play him on my friend's account. But he is very, very fun. I really like his kit and gameplay, so it's really, really hard for me to say yes or no about that. In terms of other future characters, Varka, I am skipping, but Nicole is a must pull, because I really, really like Nicole. Who else? Alice? Maybe. Sandrone? Maybe. And then that's all of my pull plans. Oh my gosh. And I think that kind of concludes the account review. I guess I did mention teams. I guess I can show that. I didn't even think about that for a second, so let me show. My future plans for the account, these teams here are my priority builds. These ones are missing a member because I'm trying to decide whether I want to put, like, let's say Kokomi if I need more healing, Xingqiu for more application, but he doesn't make sense with Mizuki. Aino is pretty good for that too. I could also use another, like, Animo character. I could use another, Electro character. Not completely sure. But definitely I'm definitely using Fisho on this team. And then the reason why this is empty, because it could be Yanfei, it could be Yoimiya, it could be Gaming, it could be Sethos, like any Electro Pyro carry. Like, I can even put Jinyan in here. I can put Dea in here. So that's kind of like why that's empty. And then this team, all slots are full. I might replace Nahida with Emily if I get Emily. If or when I get Emily, more like. Because I do plan on getting Emily. Shangling is here only because Durin is on this team, on team number 2. This was my original plan for what characters I wanted to build. But I'm kind of iffy on that because I keep changing my mind. This is my team that I use to manually level things up. The reason why it's not Columbina is purely because Aino is 80 out of 90 right now. But once Columbina is ascended, I will switch Aino for Columbina just for more comfort. So I have 2 comfort characters that are still able to manually level up, and then my level 1 characters that I'm gonna manually level up. So I have a lot of them. It's a lot of work, but it's good for also grinding for mats. Okay, yeah, that's a lot. This is my main team for a long time, because I really liked Yanfei, I really like Kokomi, and I really like Kazuha. This is my friendship team, because I do a lot of friendship farming, so these are all characters that are not fully friendshiped up yet. Once they are, I switch them out for the next character, so I think Beto is the closest right now. Yeah, friendship 9. So when Beto is done, I'm actually gonna probably switch her with Columbina. Even though it doesn't make sense for this team. It's a friendship team, who cares? Yeah, that's the teams. I talked about my polls. Fishing, right. I don't know what to talk about for fishing. I only have this normal fishing rod. I plan on getting another fishing rod, purely for the achievement. I have the catch. I need to fish more for the catch R5. And for a month, well, it was more like 2 weeks, me and my friend swapped accounts, and he got me the flute, which is really nice of him. And I plan on building it when I build either Kuki or like someone else who needs the flute. I'm not too sure yet. I know Kuki probably does better with an EM weapon, and that's kind of when I switch out Nilu with the key, and then have Kuki maybe use this one, just because it's built. Yeah, other build plans. I still want to focus on Imaginarium, but I might do a 3-team rule where I build and focus more on those characters and like kind of perfect them more, because a lot of my builds are just very scuff. So yeah, that's kind of the plan here. Yeah, I think that's basically everything on my account. Let's find a good way to end. Let's find a good way to end. I'll just go back to where I started, and then I will take any questions. So let me just, oh, I forgot about my Xiao lanterns here. I think we basically started here. Camera mode. Just for the aesthetics, hold on. Alright, so that is basically all of my account review. Is there any questions, I guess? I'm not really expecting any because I feel like I kind of covered everything. In terms of like outside of Genshin, I guess on the Hoyo Lab, I am not super active, besides for I do check-ins. When I do exploration, I use a interactive map, the fan-made one, not the official one, because the official one is very laggy for me.
Doing whatever I feel like, I suppose.
Let me think.
And the day after that.
I guess I'm kind of active in terms of the TCG, posting my decks, but that hasn't happened in a while purely because I haven't really been playing as much TCG. Would people be interested in a TCG stream? Maybe. Do I do account reviews? I kind of do. Let's see. Actually, I might as well turn on chat since I'm asking having questions. Yeah, so chat text box is here.
Swallows nest when skies are fair, but hide when storms.
But yeah, I am willing to do account reviews. I probably will do account reviews of my friends' accounts because I've played on those accounts. I know what they look like. I've even helped them build on those accounts before, and that could be fun. And I'm probably gonna do another account review like next year, and I might do a yearly account review just to show off like, did I meet my goals? Did I go with my future plans? Who am I maining? Because I have such a hard time choosing who I really like and who I want to like full send focus on building.
Furniture like that
I think when Nicole comes out, I might just become a Nicole main. However, I'm not gonna save for like extra constellations. I will try to get her weapon as well. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what she's gonna be. I don't know what she looks like. I heard that she might be a pyro shielder, but I'm like, I wouldn't know. I don't think that's like verifiable and everything. Yeah, that's basically all I know about Genshin. Yeah, that's my account. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna make this into a video. Gonna edit it so that I'm not so sporadic. I'm slightly losing my voice because I talked way too fast during this whole thing. I think I was just way too excited and also way too nervous. I was hoping that, I don't know, I was just hoping I did well. I was gonna do well. But yeah, thank you for watching. Look forward to actual edited videos and also better thumbnails because I'm planning on like drawing more for my thumbnails as well as like making thumbnails. Yeah, that's everything. So see you guys around. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. I do plan on streaming more, so there's that. All that YouTube shill things, I guess. Goodbye.